How's it going, guys? My name is TJP and welcome back to another Madden NFL 23 Franchise Rebuilding Challenge. So we've got our penultimate AFC team, Kansas City Chiefs, today. So if you're enjoying the content, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me down in the comments below some more videos. Social down description. We're going to playlist down for other Madden NFL 23 franchise rebuilds. Check my channel for that content from me, TJP. So as we've done in the last 28 rebuilds, I think 28. And the next few that we'll be doing, same rules as applied. 3 seasons trying to win a Super Bowl, just here to have some fun. Injuries will be on, all that fun stuff. And with that being said, let's get on the gameplay. Oh, here is the roster that we have right now for the Chiefs. We got a Travis Kelce, we got a Patrick Mahomes, a Chris Jones, a Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, we got Harrison Butker, Justin Reed, Jerry Sneed, McCole Hardman, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Juju Smith-Schuster, Orlando Brown, Derek Nottie, Frank Clark, Nick Bolton, Juan Thornhill, Rashad Fenton, Trent McDuffie, Ronald Jones II, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, we got Trey Smith, Carl Dunlap II, Jared McKinnon, George Karlaftis, Josh Gordon. So, I mean, you guys can see there's definitely some talent on this team. Pretty young, some young guys here. But it should still be a pretty good team, so I'm excited to see what we can do here. I'm sure there's some improvements we can make. So let's take a look at the improved team functionality. Also take a look at our pick situation. I think we have all our picks, but we'll double check. So the improved team, we can try to sign a couple guys for this upcoming season. Right tackle, we're definitely is a position of need. We can go with the Bulldog with the Marcus Cannon. It's Lucas Niang. Right tackle, it might not be the best. And then our right outside linebacker, a little bit thin there too. So with Willie Gay. So yeah, I think I'll pick up, let's pick up JPP, J. Spear-Paul, why not? We'll pick him up for the season. I know, you know, he's in the game, so I'm going to sign him. You know, these aren't always meant to be realistic. And then I guess for right tackle, I mean, it's now at a C instead of a D. I guess, I guess we released somebody. Okay, so I guess it's they got Christian Senior and then Kennard. Okay, I mean that's fine with me. I do want to see if there's any trades we could potentially make to start off. Maybe try to acquire another player, but if not, I'm fine with keeping the team the way it is. Maybe trying to make some moves at the deadline. I mean, again, I could try to trade for a right tackle. That might be a better option than just trying to sign one. We do have all our picks. We do have a 4th rounder and some 6th rounders, so maybe we could try to flip we don't have a 7th rounder next season, but we could try to flip a few picks here, maybe even try to trade up for another pick. So let's see what's out there. I'll either try to trade for a pick or try to trade for a right tackle. Anyway, 2 of our 4th round picks and a 2nd round pick next season. We got back Moton from the Panthers as well as a 6th round pick, so we have 4 6th round picks now, I think. So just you know, I know we did trade a little bit too many picks there, I think, but at least we got a 6th round pick in return as well as a pretty solid right tackle. So I think that's going to be the team. I'll see you guys at the midseason where I'd assume we'll probably end up being pretty good. But we're somehow only 3-4 right now, which is kind of interesting. The team is kind of struggling a bit. As you can see, our ranks are not looking too hot, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Maybe we've had a couple injuries throughout the season, which is probably what it has to be. Yeah, Hardman's hurt, which is a little annoying. Cole Hardman and Ross. So we had a couple guys, maybe they're getting hurt. So let's take a look here at the stats. We'll take a look at the standings after. But yeah, Mahomes having an alright season. Could be a little bit better. 13 TDs, 5 interceptions, 99.1 passer rating. He's doing alright. He's played all the games, so pretty cool to see. We got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, leading rusher. Not amazing. 4 TDs, 339 yards. Then we got Mahomes, and then Jones hasn't really touched the ball that much. So rush hasn't been that great. Travis Kelce doing his thing out there. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Hardman, who just got hurt. Juju Smith, and then we got Edwards-Helaire. So, okay. That's our receiving in terms of blocking. We're actually doing pretty solid there. Taylor Mona, who traded for. Okay. Nick Bolton leading my team in tackles on terms of the defense. Then Jerry Sneed, Justin Reed, Rashad Fenton, Juan Thornhill, Trent McDuffie. Okay. Sack-wise, we got Dunlap II, then Jones, and then that's pretty cool there. Then we got J. Spear-Paul, Brandon Cook. Brian Cook, not Brandon Cook. Why did I say Brandon? Okay. Interceptions, just 2 between Sneed and Carter Jr. Harris Butker's got perfect kicking, and then our punting, kick return, and punt return. So, offensively, yeah, we could be better. I feel like we're kind of been struggling a little bit. Got off to not the best start. So, as you get to see, our total offensive yards, it's kind of near the bottom. And then our pass is, I guess, middle, but kind of bottom middle, and our rush is near the bottom, I would say. And then, yeah, 22.7 points. It's kind of just not going to cut it. It's not going to be enough. So our offense is struggling a little bit. In terms of total defensive yards, we're also not doing amazing there either. As you guys can see, we're near the bottom. Pass defense is not the best. We let a lot of teams advance on us. And then our rush has been pretty solid. And then 173 points allowed. That's kind of like in the middle of the pack. But actually, not even the middle. We're okay in that department. Top half of the league, but still could be better because we are 3-4. So let's take a look at the standings. I mean, we're still in the hunt. If we have a really good second half of the season, there's a chance that we can make the playoffs anyway. I mean, it's gonna be tough though because we're in a tough conference. I mean, you guys can see Chargers are really good. Broncos, Raiders are right there as well. So I mean, maybe this is kind of just like a gap season, kind of just to gauge where we want to go forward. But yeah, we're still in the hunt though, so I'm not too worried. We still have our first round pick, so if I need to use it, I will. But I'm gonna keep the team the way it is. We'll just let it rock out for the rest of the season, and we'll try to make some moves in the off season. Maybe try to re-sign some guys and go from there. Okay, well we actually ended up having an amazing second half of the season. I mean, 8-2, which is pretty good. Ended up going 11-6 on the year, and we're taking on the Baltimore Ravens in the wild card playoff games. You guys see our rankings ended up being all right for the most part. So nice second half of the year for us. I'll take it. And you guys see the Ravens have really good rank, except for their pass yards per game is pretty bad. Worse than the league actually. All right, let's take a look at the standings and take a look at the stats at the playoff tree. You guys see the Buccaneers went 15-2. So they were 3 games better than any other team, but we ended up making the playoffs, so I'm happy about that. I can't be mad about that. So really good second half of the season. Maybe it can carry over. Who knows? But let's take a look at the playoff bracket. So as you guys can see, Charge got the bye. We're in the bottom left corner, and Vikings and the Packers are in the bottom right, in case you were curious. So let's take a look at, since we already showed the standings and we saw the playoff bracket, let's take a look at the stats. So Mahomes ended up having an okay season. 45, 16 yards, 30 TDs, 11 interceptions, 65% completion percentage, 104.6 passer rating, not too bad. In terms of our rush, CEH over 1,000 rush yards, 7 TDs. Not it's all right. It's not too bad. Mahomes, and then we had Jerick McKinnon, Ronald Jones second. Okay. All right, I don't mind it. In terms of our receivers, Travis Kelce over 1,000 receiving yards, 10 TDs. He was pretty solid. That's our tight end, and then our receivers, Valdez-Scantling, Hardman, and Juju Smith-Schuster getting some receiving touches. Even Clyde's getting some touches as well too, so that's nice to see. How about sacks on our line? How many sacks we allowed? Taylor was let out the most with 10. Who we traded our picks for, or Motton. But either way, Taylor led with 10. But everybody else was pretty okay. Nick Bolton led the team in tackles on defense with 126. Then we Justin Reed 95, 92 from L'Jarius Sneed. 79 for Rashad Fenton. Willie Gay's got 78, 73 for Juwan. No. Juan Thornhill, and then we had Trent McDuffie with 65. In terms of our QB sacks, 9.5 for Chris Jones, 6.5 for Carlos Dunlap the second. Frank Clark's got 5.5. Derek Nottie with 2.5, 2 from Brian Cook. And in interceptions, we had Fenton, Sneed, and Carter Jr. each with 2, and then 1 from Bolton, Reed, and McDuffie. Harrison Bader only missed 1 field goal and extra point, and then we had our punting, kick return, and punt return. So, how about our total yards? 18th. So bottom half of the league in terms of, but near the middle-ish. So it wasn't like the worst, but definitely wasn't the best. Our passing, I would say, was probably near the bottom of the league, and then our rush was also near the bottom of the league, like bottom half of the league, and then 26.2 points, I think it was, that we scored. Yeah, our offense could be a little bit better. defensively, in terms of total yards, we ended up being near the top of the league in terms of not really allowing that many yards. Our passing was kind of near the bottom, so we let a lot of people pass against us. Our rush defense, though, was ended up being really good, and then points allowed 408. So, and again, top half of the league in that department. So let's look at the awards. We had Lamar Jackson winning the MVP. So look at that, we're taking on the MVP, and then Todd Bowles with the Coach of the Year. The Bucks went 15-2. So we are taking on, like I said, the Ravens in the wild card. Let's see if we beat them and advance to the divisional playoff. Find out. We ended up winning against the Baltimore Ravens, and we're in the divisional playoff, and we're taking on the Buffalo Bills, who went 10-7. You guys see, look at their rankings, are not very good. Although they passed a lot, and we're not very good at defending against the pass. But yeah, the rankings aren't too great. We'll see how we can end up doing against them. If we win, we're going to the AFC Conference Championship. Can we beat them? Let's find out. And we don't. We get beat by 16 points, 38-22. It's all good. So we got to the divisional playoff in our first season. So there's some room for improvement, but first season making the playoffs, I like it. Not too bad. Let's build upon that. But with that being said, though, let's go to the off-season, see who wins the Super Bowl, look at the awards, and then go. So the Cowboys ended up winning the Super Bowl against the Bills. Bills went all the way to the Super Bowl. We got Parsons getting the Super Bowl MVP. Let's see the awards. None of us won anything. But Drake London, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Falcons. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Devin Lloyd from the Jaguars. All right, let's go into the offseason. All right, so let's take a look. We got a lot of players up for free agency, and we have only like 30 million cap, 31.1 million. So, and a lot of my team is up for free agency. This is going to be tough. We're going to definitely have to let some people walk here. I'm going to try to re-sign a few of these guys, but some of these guys are going to probably end up walking. We'll try to have to find some replacements through the draft. So let's see who's out there, potentially try to re-sign, and go from there. So I was able to re-sign a few guys, but it looks like we're going to be losing out some decent players like Hardman, Fenton, Noddy, Thornhill. So I'm going to have to let a few of these guys walk. We're going to just have to try to find some replacements in the draft, which isn't too bad. We're going to have about 7 million. I'm just going to see who we can end up picking up for free agency, and then we'll go on to the draft. All right, so we're at free agency recap. I did sign a couple people. Nothing too major here. I did pick up Nasir Adderley, free safety, and then we got Trey Flowers, our left outside linebacker. Both fit the scheme of the team. Slight downgrades, but it'll do. And we'll just go to the draft and try to fill out the team from there. So I'll see you guys at the draft recap. Probably show you guys who we drafted at first pick, and then go from there. I'm just going to take a best player available here kind of thing. We're going to go with Kenny McIntosh. So he can be our secondary back behind Edward Slayer. So let's get some pretty solid athletic ratings. So that's going to be our first round pick that we take, and I'm just trying to fill the rest of the team around some needs in the later rounds. Draft recap here. So we ended up getting Kenny McIntosh, obviously, Daniel Dell, Nick Rose, Rick Wooden, Torrey Winslow, Will Tatum, Mike Brackett, Dontrell Spurlock, and then Brian Branch to round out the draft. So pretty solid. Let's go on to the start of the second season, where hopefully we can build upon our season last year. Good season. Let me show you guys the roster that we've got going into it. So if the game will load, which I'm hoping that it will. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So we got Patrick Mahomes, obviously. We got Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Joe Thuney's hurt, Creed Humphrey, Harrison Butker, Justin Reed, Juju Smith-Schuster, Taylor Moan, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, L'Jarius Sneed, Nick Bolton, Atlanta Brown, Frank Clark, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Trent McDuffie, Trey Smith, George Karlaftis, Nasir Adderley, Sky Moore, Ryan Cook, Justin Ross, Trey Flowers. I mean, you guys see, there's definitely some talent on this squad for sure. And some guys that are, under the age of 25 and younger. So definitely some people that can be upgraded throughout the season, develop, and improve their overalls. In terms of the improved team functionality, I'm kind of curious to see where our weak spots are, which I don't know if we can address right away. But left guard, Niang is my left guard. I guess we'll live with it. And then in terms of our defense, we've got left end's fine. Right outside linebacker, Willie Gay. I could go with Quan Alexander, honestly. I might do that. Left outside linebacker, Trey Flowers. I mean, I kind of have to deal with that. Butker. We don't have a punter. I mean, I could sign like a Joseph Carlton. Can I even sign him? I have to clear 10K, so I can't sign him. Who can we sign? Trenton Gill. You know what? We'll let the CPU worry about that. But I do want to see if maybe we could try to get a better linebacker just for this upcoming season, improve the defense just a little bit. See what's out there. We have 940K, so I'm going to see if I can maybe muster up one trade here, and we'll start simulating. A 4th, 5th in 2025, and a 6th round pick in 2024, which is this upcoming year. To the Bills, we got back Golden, so he'll be our left outside linebacker for the season. So I think with that, I'm not going to make any more moves. We're just going to simulate, and I will see you guys at the midseason. At the midseason point, sitting at 5-2, we got the Patriots this upcoming week, and we're playing pretty well. I mean, atop of the AFC West by a half game over the Raiders, so if we could beat New England here, we'll be 6-2, and then going to the bye. Otherwise, if we lose 5-3, still pretty solid. Better than 3-4, I'll say that. And we ended up going 11-6, so we'll see how we can end up performing. But let's take a look at the stats, and then we'll take a look at the standings before we leave. But as you can see, Patrick Mahomes leading the league in passing. Yeah, he's having a great season. 14 TDs, 1 interception, 69% completion percentage with a 115.3 passer rating, which is great to see from him. So you love to see that. He's doing a good job. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 412 yards, 4 TDs. Not too much there. McIntosh, my secondary, has done all right. For a rookie, we'll take it. Receivers, Travis Kelce, tight end, but he's getting done. He's the main target, 41 receptions. We got Marcus Valdes-Scantling doing his thing out there. Juju Smith-Schuster, Sky Moore, seeing the field a little bit as well. So that's like we like that. In terms of blocking, that seems to be okay. Taylor's got 6 sacks allowed, but everybody else has done pretty well for the most part, I'd say. Leading my team in tackles is Brian Cook, then Nick Bolton, then Trent McDuffie, Jerry Sneed, Adderley. Sack-wise, we got 3.5 from Chris Jones, 3.5 from Frank Clark, 2.5 from Marcus Golden. Spurlock's got 2. It's cool to see the rookie one of our rookies we drafted. Only 3 interceptions for us, but that's okay. We'll take it. Harrison Butker's doing his thing out there, kicking. And then our punting, kick return, and punt return looking pretty solid. So, top 3 in offensive yards, and that's because our passing is going to be the top of the league, or near the top, only 2 yards behind the Bengals. And then our rush isn't incredible. It's bottom half of the league, but it's because we're passing the ball so much, it's okay, and doing a pretty good job PPG-wise. Defensive yards per game, middle-ish of the league, passing 16-2-2, I think that's what it was. We're doing pretty solid against the pass, I'd say. Our rush, not so much. And then points allowed, though. Wow, the Cardinals, 96 points allowed. We are, where are we? Top half of the league, so that's not too bad there. Let's take a look at the standings before we continue our simulation. Let's see what we got going on over here. So standings-wise, you guys saw the Eagles are 6-0. The Saints are 7-0 as well. We have the Patriots. We're right there. The cream of the crop in the AFC. So if we have a really good second half of the season, maybe end up going 13-4. Maybe we can get a bye. But we'll see. But you got to stay healthy. But I'm going to keep the team the way it is. Not going to make any of the moves. We're just going to leave the squad the way it is. And I'll see you guys at the end of the year. We're hopefully in the playoffs. End up having a good season, going 13-4. Unfortunately, we did not get the bye to the divisional, which is fine. We're taking on the Broncos. I assume we could beat them. They were 9-8, obviously, but that's good. They had some good rankings. Obviously, we were looking really good. Our rush, both offensive yards per game and our defensive rush per game. Defense was 12. But okay, yeah, looking good there. Had a great season, 13-4. So we'll take a look at the standings. Who had the bye? It's the Bengals, yeah. Ended up going 14-3, so fair enough. But we were the third best team in the NFL, so we have a really good team. So don't underestimate us. We have a talented squad. Hopefully, we can have a good postseason, playoffs, whatever you want to call it. But let's take a look at the playoff bracket. We got the Bears and the Saints in the bottom right corner, but everybody else, we're right here at the top. So hopefully, we can win against the Denver Broncos. But let's take a look at the stats here. So yeah, Mahomes had a great season. Threw the ball very well. 37 TDs, 5 interceptions, only 70% completion percentage, 150.8 pass rating too is pretty great. So, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, over 1,000 yards rushing, 10 TDs. McIntosh, 14 TDs as a secondary halfback, which is pretty cool. Then we had Mahomes as well. Okay. In terms of our receivers, Kelsey was good. Best one with 9 and 1,378. Over 1,000 receiving yards as well for Valdez-Scantling and Sky, each also with 11 and 10 TD receptions respectively. Juju Smith, Edwards-Helaire also doing his thing out there. In terms of our blocking, it was alright. Brown and Taylor led up 10 and 13, but other than that, pretty good. Nick Bolton led my team in tackles, 98 and 94 for Cook. McDuffie's got 79, 78 for Snead. And then sacks, we had 10.5 from Chris Jones. Frank Clark, 9.5, 8.5 from Marcus Golden, 4 from Spurlock. So that's good to see there. Interception-wise, we had 2 from Snead and then 1 from a bunch of guys down here. Kicking, Butker, 14 to 17, made all of his extra points. And you got our punting, kick return, and punt return. Yes, Wooden doing his thing out there. So second in offensive yards, only to the Cincinnati Bengals, who probably just had the best passing. Yeah, they did. That's what it really was. It came down to Joe Burrow. Passed the ball like crazy. But, you know, Mahomes second, so take it. And then our rush yards, I feel like is probably going to be near the bottom of the league. Yeah, bottom half of the league. 30.2 points. Second only to the Philadelphia Eagles. In terms of defensive yards, look at that. 4th in the league. Our defense against the pass was second best, only to the Rams by 9 yards. And then our allowing rush yards, pretty solid. And 396 points, that's near the top as well. So we did our thing out there. We were really good. Did we get any awards, any MVPs? Nope. Joe Burrow won his MVP, which makes sense. I mean, the dude had a great season. Led his team to the best record. Nick Sirianni led his team to the best record as coach. Fair enough. But let's see if we beat the Broncos. We got the divisional wild card. We got the wild card playoff game. Hope we go to the divisional playoff again. We're going to simulate and find out. Do we have any injuries? I'm going to double check. I don't think we do, but we're going to check anyway. We might. No, we do. Oh, Frank Clark. So we don't have a right end. Okay, never mind. Broken collarbone, out 5 weeks. So he's basically gone for the season. Alright. Let's see if we can maybe still advance even without Frank Clark. It's going to be a little bit tough, but alright, we do. And we're taking on the Baltimore Ravens again. We beat last year in the wild card. They're 10-7. We were 13-4. As you guys see, there are their rankings right here. Pretty solid stuff. If we can beat them, we go to the AFC Conference Championship. Let's see if we can do it. And look who we are taking on. The Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Conference Championship. We got the MVP, Joe Burrow, on the other side. And we also have an injury. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. And it's Trent McDuffie with a broken ankle. Love to see that. And by love to see that, I mean you don't love to see that, but that's unfortunate. Okay, well, it's like the game does not want us to win. But maybe we will. You never know. Let's see if we can maybe go past that, somehow get to the Super Bowl. Okay, I mean, still got there. And we're taking on the Chicago Bears in the Super Bowl, which is pretty crazy. Let's advance to that and take a look at their stats and their rankings and all that. I feel like we should be able to beat them. Now that I said that, I might have put a hit on myself, but they have a really good defense, I will say that. Our defense is pretty good, though, too. Offense, not so much. So hopefully we can maybe beat them, win the Super Bowl in our second season. That'd be great, even with the couple injuries that we do have to the squad. So hoping for the best. Get it. Unfortunately, we lost by 7 points to the Bears in the Super Bowl. Oh, wow, okay. Brisker was the Super Bowl MVP. You guys see the awards there. Will Levis from the Buccaneers Rookie of the Year. And then Miles Murphy from the Jaguars Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we got to the Super Bowl in our second season. Got one more year, so maybe we can get back here next season. Everybody's healthy. Lost by a touchdown. We got one more year. Hopefully we can keep the team together, continue to develop, and try to get back here again. So on to the player re-sign phase. We got 9 players up for negotiations, $47.5 million cap. I think we need to re-sign a few guys here. Chris Jones definitely, Snead. Frank Clark, I wouldn't mind re-signing even though he got hurt. But everybody else here isn't really too important. So definitely wanted to get Chris Jones back though. He's still really good. Snead as well. So I'm going to see what we can end up keeping for this team, and then we'll see what we end up doing for agency. I re-signed Jones and Snead. Everybody else here, I'll kind of just maybe gauge in free agency. Even Frank Clark, I might look to see if I can maybe find a replacement. I mean, it's not too bad, but I mean, I guess we could throw him a contract if I wanted to throw him one. But I'm going to wait till free agency. Maybe we try to get him back then, or try to find somebody that's a little bit younger because he got hurt. So, but yeah, see you guys for free agency. We'll have a little bit of money to play around with. I'll see you guys with some at the free agency recap. See what I'm picking up for the team. So to recap free agency, we did make 3 signings, which I'm kind of happy about. I think we both mainly focused on the defense. We got Alex Highsmith, right outside linebacker. I picked up Samson Ebicam, no right end. Frank Clark, let him walk. Then we picked up another defensive tackle, Justin Jones. So I like the signings we made. We do have, I think, the draft. I think I have a first rounder. I think that's about it. Don't really have much cap space, so I'll just fill out the rest of the team to the draft, and we'll go from there. Traded away second, third, and a 5th round pick in this upcoming draft to the Bears for their 32nd pick, so we get another first rounder for this year's draft. Alright, so just to show you guys who we ended up getting in this auto-generated draft, we got Phillips, Andrews, Booker, and a guy named Tillman, so I like the picks we made. I like the players we've got. I'll see you guys start the third and final season. Show you guys the roster. Hopefully get back to the Super Bowl and maybe this time win it. The third and final season. This is the roster we have. So we have Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones. We've got Humphrey. We've got Joe still. We got Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Reed, Taylor. We still got him. We got Bucker still. CEH. We got Jerry Snead, Trey Smith, Orlando Brown, Nick Bolton, McDuffie. We got Marquez Bolton, Scantling. Valdez Scantling, George Karlaftis, Nazir Adderley, Justin Jones, Alex Highsmith, Kenny McIntosh, Sky Moore, Samson Nugam, Brian Cook, Ross, Phillips. I mean, there's definitely talent on this team. I mean, we made it to the Super Bowl last season, and we had a couple injuries. Hopefully this year we can stay healthy throughout the entire way and get the job done, close the deal. But let's take a look at this, not the stats. Why am I looking at the stats? We haven't even started playing yet. What am I doing? Well, I mean, this is pretty much going to be the team since I can't really make any signings. We're over the cap space. We don't have any cap room, so it's all good there. But honestly, this team's looking really good. So hopefully we can get the job done and get some win for us. I mean, the only thing I might want to do is sign a punter. If I can pick up Jake Bailey, but I can't. So let the computer sign a punter for me. That's not too bad. Butker could be the punter if you really wanted to, but I highly doubt he will. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into trades. This could be the team. I'll see you guys in mid-season, where hopefully we are at the mid-season again, sitting at 5-2, top of the AFC West. So we're having a good year again. Offense looking really good. Defensively, not too bad as well. So yeah, 5-2. Lost by 3 points to the Rams last week. Otherwise, we'd be 6-1. But still playing pretty well. Let's look at the standings, so you guys can see. So yeah, the team's looking good. 5-2 through the first half of the season. Hopefully we can keep it up. Bears are 1-6 somehow. I guess that makes sense. After winning the Super Bowl, we're still there. We're still competing. I mean, also Patrick Mahomes. What is going on, my guy? You are so good. Would you guys think I was going to say something negative? Dude's got 70% completion percentage. 125.9 passer rating. He's thrown for almost 2,300 yards. He's got 18 TDs, 2 interceptions, 9-to-1 ratio. Dude's awesome. Edward Slayer's actually doing pretty solid. Same with McIntosh is doing his thing out there. So, love to see that. Receivers, Juju Smith-Schuster, the lead receiver this time around. Which is good to see more. Kelsey. Valdez Scanlon's missed a few games as well, which is interesting. But even with that, we're still playing pretty well, which is good to see. Blocking-wise, looking good. I gotta say, it's looking pretty good. Better, this is probably the best year so far in terms of blocking. How about our leading tacklers? We got Reed, then Bolton, McDuffie, Brian Branch, Ezer Adderley. It's also not too bad there. Sacks, got Trey Flowers with 3. Forgot he was still on the team. 2.5 for Epicam. Chris Jones with 2. Highsmith with 2. Karlaftis with 2 as well. And a few guys down here. 3 interceptions, Bolton, Reed, and Snead. We really do get too many interceptions, but it's all good. Only 1 extra point missed from Butker. Ty Long, punter. Then we got our kick return and punt return squad. Special teams. Total offensive yards, best in the league. And that's because we are very good at both passing, second in the NFL. And then our rush is also in the top of the league at 30.9 points. It's also in the tops. And defensively, in terms of total yards allowed, we are top half of the league. Passing-wise, 17-23. I think that's top half of the league. It is. Rush defense, 7-18. I have a feeling that's kind of near the bottom, and it is. Points allowed, though, 151. We're doing pretty good there, so. Team's playing well. Again, I can't make any trades since I don't have any cap room, I don't think. I mean, I can double-check, but honestly, I don't even mind. I think we can kind of keep the team the way it is. I think the team's good enough to win, so. Yeah, minus 2.7. So we're just going to keep the squad the way it is. I'll see you guys at the end of the year where I'd assume we'll probably be in the playoffs again. Well, I got some good news. We are in the playoffs again. 12-5 on the season, and you guys see we were really good in pretty much everything. So that's good to see. 12-5. Here's your playoff bracket in case you guys are curious. We ended up being the second. Bengals, again, were the best team in the AFC. We got the Lions and the Panthers in the bottom right corner in case you guys are curious. So, again, good year. 3 years in a row made the playoffs. We're taking on the Titans in the wild card. Hopefully we can beat them, which would be nice. Stats and stats and awards. Let's look at that. Holmes was great. Threw for 47 TDs. I think that led the NFL. 5 interceptions. 121.8 pass rating. Dude's awesome. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, nice year from him. Probably his best season, I think, so far in terms of rushing. Kenny McIntosh, pretty solid as a power rusher as our secondary, which is cool to see. Juju Smith-Schuster led the way with 1367 yards, 15 TDs, and Travis Kelce 1100 with 13. Sky Moore, Valdez Scantling. Our receivers looking pretty solid. Blocking is good. Nobody above 10 sacks allowed, which is nice to see. Defensively, we had Nick Bolton 103, 84 for Reed, 82 for McDuffie, 77 for Brian Cook. In terms of the tackle department, 8.5 sacks from Chris Jones, 7 from Cam. Highsmith with 5, 3.5 from Trey Flowers, 3.5 from George Karlaftis. Zach Phillips had 2, and so did Jones. Different Jones, though. Interception-wise, we were very good. We stepped it up. Jerry Snead with 4, 3 from Cook, 2 from Reed, and 1 from Bolton, Adderley, and Johnson. So nice to see that. 9 of 11 from Butker, 64 extra points. We got our kick return and punt return and all that fun stuff. So 6th offensive yards. Not too bad. We'll take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it was good. Top half of the league in passing, and then our rush was also top half of the league as well. Close to the middle, but still top half. 29.8 points per game puts us near the top as well. So our offense was good. Defensively, there you guys see in terms of total yards allowed, very solid. Passing-wise, very good. Rush defense was also very good, and then 378 points allowed. Second only to the Buccaneers, who were 11-6. By the way, let's take a look at the standings before we simulate, because I feel like I didn't do that. We had an MVP, Patrick Mahomes, so that's great to see. Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year. So hopefully with an MVP, Patrick Mahomes, we can get the job done. Right? Right. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. But in terms of our standings, I think I'm going to double check this. So the Bengals have the best record, 13-4 in the NFL. And we were able to beat them last year, so there's that. Did the Bears end up making the playoffs? Curious. No, they didn't. Okay. Interesting. I was just curious because they're coming off the Super Bowl. Okay. Well, the wildcard playoff game. We got the Titans versus us. Hopefully we can beat the Titans and advance to the divisional playoff. That's how we're going to end the video, huh, EA? We get to the Super Bowl, and then we lose in the first round to the Tennessee Titans. Unfortunate. Okay, well, we built a good team. There's not much I can do about that. I mean, we got blown out. I don't know what happened there. But, okay. Let's, I guess, go to the off season, see who wins the Super Bowl, and close the video since it's our third and final season, so sour ending for sure. That the Bengals beat the Cowboys, so the Bengals, with the best record, ended up winning the Super Bowl, whereas had that have been me, I probably would have lost in the division playoff. But that's neither here nor there. Joe won the Super Bowl MVP. Just looking at the awards here, we didn't have anybody. Justin Franklin from the Eagles, Pat Belfort from the Falcons for auto-generated rookies of the year. And Mahomes, of course, was the MVP, but lost in divisional wild card. We didn't even get to divisional in our last season, which is interesting. But all right, well, let's go to the full screen and close of the video. All right, guys. Well, some positives. I mean, we got to the Super Bowl. We made the playoffs all 3 seasons. Negatives, we kind of ended on a sour note. But it's all good. Sometimes you win some, you lose some, right? But hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Let me know down in the comments what some videos. We got a social down description. Playlist down below containing other Madden NFL 23 franchise rebuilding content. Check my channel for content TJP. Also my second channel down below in the description. And yeah, we've got one more AFC team. We've got 2 more NFC teams. We've got the Buccaneers next, and then the Green Bay Packers. And we have the Titans. So those are the teams. Buccaneers, Titans, Packers in that order. So that's it. And then we got our NBA videos and then our challenges from there. So I guess with that being said, I'm going to head on out. Take care. Have a good night. See you soon.